These lenses are really designed to be weatherproof. They have rubber seals throughout them, and pretty much you can use these in a downpour and they won't get screwed up, and this helps keep the water out of the elements. This is if you want to put any kind of color filters in, then you drop this in.
Can you put an ND filter there too?
Yeah, you could put anything, because to get a big ass filter for this is a lot of money. So these are a lot cheaper.
All right.
And it's more convenient, just drop it in the back of the element.
So that's the difference between that and the 4.0. The 4.0 I think doesn't have that.
Yeah, you have to put it on the front of the lens. The other thing is, like with this lens, as opposed to like a smaller 300 millimeter or a zoom, is that this shoots at 2.8. A lot of the other lenses, they're gonna shoot at 4 or 5.6. So you get 2 or 3 extra stops with this, so it's really good in low light. Here's an example. In the middle of the winter, this guy who goes surfing, and I wanted to get a shot of him as like this lone surfer on the beach in Rockaway, so I picked a 300 millimeter. I shot it at 2.8, about 1,000th of a second.
About how far away were you from the subject?
50 feet, 60 feet, at least. I love it because you can see from like one rock, and then like a few feet back, everything is just totally blown out, and it gives you that feeling that you're photographing like a miniature person on a set of a diorama. I think a lot of people are trying to get that effect now with other lenses and plugins and Photoshop, but this is all in camera. This was a 1DS Mark II and a 300 millimeter lens. This was for a G-Shock campaign I was doing, and I really wanted to show how bike messengers struggle through all types of weather, and I figured a long lens would capture that better than a wide angle lens. This is probably ISO 800 or 1200. I kept it up at about 1,000 per second, 2.8. It was a moving shot, and it was really shallow depth of field also, because you see it's just like, pretty much it's focused on the center of the bike, and then everything else behind it falls off. He was actually riding pretty fast, but it was on continuous focus, so it was tracking him as he approached me. I love the distortion of like the brake lights, the headlights. They get a nice rendering with this lens.
This is snowfall.
This is
water, yeah.
This is the water drops coming off of the back wheel. It froze those water droplets, which I think is cool. And it's over here also. So it was fast enough to freeze the water in midair, but there's no strobe, and just a high shutter speed and a really good lens.